Good afternoon, ma'am. First
Good
of all,
afternoon.
thank you so much for giving us opportunity to interview you. My name is Amol Kulle. I am from College Dunia team. While starting with the interview, I wanted to ask you, can you introduce yourself in brief?
Yes, surely. My name is Dr. Aparna Tembulkar. I am the director of the IndSearch Institute of Management Studies and Research. Concerning my education background, I have completed my master's in marketing from IndSearch itself, and then I have pursued my doctoral studies in marketing from IndSearch. So I am an MMS and PhD from IndSearch Institute. Prior to coming into academics, for 15 years I was working in the industry at various managerial levels, and after that I have shifted to academics.
Okay, ma'am. Nice to hear that. My next question is, you have held key positions at Education Institute throughout your professional career, right? So what keeps you connected with the education sector, and how has your experience been so far with this institute?
So like I mentioned earlier, I have been working in the industry for 15 years at various managerial levels. So industry has its own attractions, but according to me, the educational sector is far more dynamic. The connect with the youth and having to upgrade yourself, having to learn on a daily basis is something that I feel is connecting with me a lot in terms of being connected to the education sector. Basically what happens is here every day every student comes up with a different problem, and the kind of work that we have to do with the students is so varied that you get a lot of exposure. I get a lot of experience in terms of handling students, talking to students, solving their issues. Also, students nowadays are very well informed because of internet and because of having a lot of information at their fingertips. So faculty also, we have to keep ourselves upgraded. So this need to keep continuously update myself, the need to be connected with the youth, I think that is what is connecting me to the education sector. And regarding the experience at IndSearch, I would like to say that I said IndSearch has been my alma mater also, and my journey from joining here as an assistant professor to the level of director, it would not have been possible without the continuous guidance and encouragement of the management, especially Dr. Ashok Joshi sir and Dr. Sunita Joshi ma'am. They have been very, very instrumental in me reaching to this place, and my journey has been very, very enriching with IndSearch.
Okay, ma'am, that's really great. So my next question is, being the chairperson at IndSearch Institute of Management Studies and Research Pune, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
Okay. Basically, I am the director of the institute. So in that sense, if we look at education as a sector or an industry, my customer is the student. Okay, so if I'm looking at a student as a customer, everything that I do is towards the betterment of that student. So everything, whether I'm personally looking at the placement of students, I'm looking at increasing or strengthening our industry academia interface through various MOUs. Recently, we have signed an MOU with the Professional Management Association, wherein we will be giving this training to our students at a very, very subsidized cost, and they will get professional management certification. So whether it is signing this kind of MOUs, whether it is planning the academics, the co-curricular, the extracurricular activities, because we strongly believe that all these things go towards developing the students in a holistic manner. So I'm involved in doing all these things. So apart from my administrative tasks, all these other tasks that I'm doing are actually related or actually connected to the growth of students.
Yeah. So ma'am, next question is, how does the curriculum of IndSearch Institute of Management Studies and Research Pune ensures that the students are being prepared for the future?
So IndSearch is an autonomous institute under the Savitribai Phule Pune University. In the year 2007, the University Grants Commission, in recognition of the high standards of teaching that we have at IndSearch, has granted us the autonomous status in concurrence with the state government, and it has been confirmed by the Savitribai Phule Pune University. So IndSearch is an autonomous status. Now what autonomy does specifically is it gives us the freedom to design our own curriculum. Because of this, our curriculum is very enriched. We are updating it regularly. We are taking inputs from the industry and we are updating our curriculum. So our curriculum is, you can say, latest. It is abreast with the changes that are happening in the industry. So apart from the theory part or the theory aspect of the curriculum, we are also doing a lot of things to inculcate the practical aspect in the students. We want that our students should be industry ready when they pass out. And for that, we do a lot of things like, having guest sessions for them, having seminars for them, having field visits, having our students to do some live projects Okay, for example, I teach a subject called as services marketing. Now, in services marketing, what I do is I ask students to actually go to several service industries. It could be a tourism industry, it could be a doctor's clinic, it could be a parlor, to go and understand how what we are studying in theory is worked out over there. Okay. So we are giving them all these practical inputs. Apart from that, the normal things like industry visits and guest sessions and seminars, like I told you, we are doing all of that.
Okay. My next question is, what would you like people to know about your institute they may not know?
Okay, IndSearch is one of the oldest institutes in Pune, one of the oldest management institutes in Pune. We have an autonomous status. This is something that people are still not aware about. Or rather, people feel that autonomy means private institute. But our autonomy is autonomy granted by the University Grants Commission.
Okay.
It is not private. Our degree is given by the Pune University. We have the freedom to design our curriculum, to conduct our exams, to prepare the mark sheet for our students, and the degree finally comes from the Pune University. So people do not understand this meaning of autonomy. They think autonomy is, they equate it with private institutes which give their own degrees. So that is one thing I would want people to know. Another important thing is that we have a tie-up with the University of Wisconsin Parkside, USA.
Okay.
Under this tie-up, students who have done their MBA from IndSearch can directly apply to the University of Wisconsin for doing another master's program.
Okay.
Now, generally, if you want to do a master's abroad, you are required to take the GRE or GMAT and TOEFL.
Right.
Because of our MOU, our students are exempted from these entrance exams. Second thing is, we have mapped our curriculum. See, like I said, we have the freedom to design our curriculum. So we have mapped our curriculum in a way that some of our credits are considered over there. So because of that, our students are able to complete their master's program in a lesser time. Besides, the university also gives scholarships to our students. So this is like a golden opportunity for the students who are doing MBA at IndSearch to go abroad and study further. So this is something that people are not aware about IndSearch. So this is something I would like to know.
Yeah, that's really nice. My next question is, what do you see as the greatest strength of the IndSearch Institute of Management Studies and Research, Pune?
Greatest strength, actually we have a lot of strengths.
Okay.
But to mention a few of the strengths, see, like I said, IndSearch is a very, very old institute. We have a very strong alumni base. Okay. Recently at our annual cultural fest, we have felicitated our distinguished alumnus, Mr. Agnivesh Thakur, who is the Director, Human Capital at Deloitte. Okay. So because of this very strong alumni base, what generally happens is that, placements, our alumni help us in placements. They help us in designing the curriculum. They help us in grooming our students. So this is a real strength for us. Our alumni is our asset base, if you can look at it that way. Second important thing or second strength about IndSearch is we are you can say a small institute. And because of that, the faculty and student connect is excellent. It is students can talk to the faculty at any point in time. Students walk into even my cabin. There is no peon sitting outside who will say, don't go inside. So there is a very open culture. Lot of freedom is given to faculty as well as to students. Okay, and so that is all this goes towards making the learning environment very, very enriching and very, very making it more making learning more productive. So because of this, these are all our strengths. A very strong alumni base, students and faculty having a very good connect. So these are basically our core strengths, and we are known for our academic rigor. So IndSearch is from the very beginning known to be a very academically rigorous institute. Of course, along with academics, we place a lot of importance on honing the overall personality and developing a holistic personality of the student.
Okay. So ma'am, my last question is, what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for the higher education in general and for IndSearch Institute of Management Studies and Research Pune specifically?
Okay, now see, what is happening is, if you look at the challenges in higher education and in education in general, the corporate world is changing at a very fast pace because of all the new technologies that are coming in, whether it is AI or ML. Corporate world is changing at a very fast pace, and the education sector needs to keep pace with that change in technology. Because if corporate sector is going in one direction and education remains far behind, our students will not be employable. So that is one major challenge that I feel that continuously changing the curriculum and keeping it in line with whatever changes are taking place in the corporate sector. That is one challenge.
Okay.
Second challenge is, recently we've read in the newspapers that India is opening up to all foreign universities or universities from abroad.
Right.
Okay, Indian universities will have to step up. We'll have to compete with all those foreign universities and be at par with them. Otherwise, our admissions are going to definitely decrease. Okay, so that is the second thing.
Okay.
The third challenge that I see is, like I mentioned, technology is changing at a very fast pace. The way the corporate world is working is also changing. To teach my students, my teachers will also have to upskill and upgrade. So that is also another challenge. Continuous upgradation and upskilling of my teachers is also very, very essential, of faculty members. So they also need to continuously get into trainings and upskill and upgrade themselves. So that is another challenge. And last but not the least, India being a country with a huge rural background and rural population, we need to take education to the masses at an affordable cost. So that again is a challenge, especially in case of higher education.
Right. So ma'am, thank you so much for giving us opportunity to interview under the campaign Thoughts on Education. And thank you so much again for sharing your valuable knowledge.
Thank you very much.